Thank you for tuning in for Adrian College Football on WVAC-FM and ACTV. Today's pregame show sponsors include Gurgin Insurance, Carlton Lodge, CR Motors of Hudson, the Adrian College Bookstore, On the Spot Glass, and Lenaway Recreation and ZZ's. Please be sure to subscribe to Adrian College TV on YouTube and find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Today's contest is available on WLEN-FM, WVAC-FM, and ACTV on YouTube. Now here's Gabriel Schrei and Ian Wett.
Welcome into ACTV as your Adrian College Bulldogs play host to the visiting Kalamazoo Hornets in this MIAA matchup on a beautiful fall evening here in Docking Stadium on the campus of Adrian College as the Hornets come in with a record of 6-1-1 compared to your Bulldogs coming in at 8-3-0, coming off of a tough game at nationally ranked Calvin College, dropping that one 6-1. Your Bulldogs started off hot, getting off to a school record best start, winning 6 of their first 7 games. However, they've dropped 2 of their last 3, and they try to get back on the right track here today against Kalamazoo College, as the Hornets pretty much throughout the whole start of this season have been consistent throughout, as they've notched 15 goals compared to the Bulldogs' 21. Ball at midfield, and we're underway here in Docking Stadium on a picture-perfect fall evening on the campus of Adrian College. Adrian gets a quick takeaway from Kalamazoo early on. Ball gets chipped in, and then it'll be stopped there on the near sideline by Kalamazoo, and not being able to keep it inbounds were the Bulldogs, as that was number 7, number 3, Grant Pirine, for the Bulldogs trying to take it. Throwing gets deflected up and then headed forward by Adrian, and then the Kalamazoo defense there swarming but deflecting it out. And the Hornets with a takeaway at midfield. They get a quick rush going here on the far side. Ball gets deflected in. Number 7 with it. He'll tap it back, and that shot got deflected, and that'll be an easy stop there for the 6'1" senior goaltender Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown with the left foot sends this one downfield, but there to pick it up is number 22, Travis Barkley of the Hornets, as he'll be battled for the ball, but it will be deflected out off of Adrian, and Kalamazoo will take possession. They get a quick rush coming through, but the arm goes up from the ref, and an offsides will be called, as that was Ben Meshke getting a little too eager there, trying to get past the defense. Adrian with the free kick. McGregor Adams will be the one taking it, letting his offense get down the field. He'll send this one down off the right foot, headed up by a Hornet into a crowd of Bulldogs and Kalamazoo players. This one will be deflected out. Adams there to head it forward. Adrian tried to battle for it. That's going to be Brad Squires racing on. He'll send it forward, as that one will be deflected. Number 22 controls for the Hornets, and he'll send it up, but it's going to be intercepted. Trying to center it to a Bulldog, but not successfully done there for Adrian. But they will take the possession back from the Hornets. Pretty even start to this first half. Really no great scoring chances for either team. That ball headed forward and out of bounds. That one deflected out off of Brendan Koziel of your Adrian College Bulldogs. Kalamazoo setting up in their own side of the field, and it'll be thrown up as Ben Meshke couldn't control it, but it'll be deflected forward. Racing for it for the Hornets is Hayden Strobel, and it's going to go out of bounds off of the Bulldogs. Kalamazoo with the throw in on the far side. And that one will be off of Strobel and out of bounds, and Adrian will take over. Hornets with it at midfield, as this one will be sent to the other side. Waiting for it is Alex Wallace of the Hornets. He'll send this one into the box and then head it up and out, as that was Aiden Hurley of the Hornets trying to get an opening scoring chance for Kalamazoo. Spencer Brown will send this one down past midfield, but Brad Squires couldn't race it down for the Bulldogs, and a throw-in coming here for Travis Barkley. He'll send this one all the way up as he's looking for number 18, Ben Meshke, as he's battling for it. That one will be deflected out, and they're going to say it's possession for the Bulldogs. Pass gets sent to Spencer Brown, and he'll send this. He was looking for number 6, Zach Combs. Couldn't get it to him. Ball gets deflected, and then Combs ends up winning the race to the ball. Brad Squires with it on the far side. As he was looking to send it up, it got deflected, and Kalamazoo will take it away. Here come the Hornets. Pass over to number 16, Gold Afolabi, and ref blows his whistle, and there's a foul called on Adrian and a free kick upcoming. Sun's starting to set here in Adrian as your Bulldogs are knotted up with the visiting Kalamazoo Hornets 0-0 with 39:45 to play in the first half. Free kick sent in by Aiden Hurley takes the free kick and sends it to the near sideline. A nice move there by Hornet. He'll send it in, and that shot will be wide. As a good-looking opportunity there for Gold Afolabi, the junior forward from Arlington, Texas, but couldn't get that shot on net. And a free kick upcoming for Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown, in their meeting between these two teams last year, came up with 3 big saves and a 2-1 victory for the Bulldogs, as Adrian has pretty much dominated the last 6 meetings over Kalamazoo, notching a record of 5-0-1 as the Bulldogs trying to get a quick break here. Ball sent in, and they're going to say that was out of bounds as Garrett Miller couldn't get to the ball in time before it crossed the yellow line, and a throw-in coming for the Hornets. This one sent in. That one will be deflected out off of Zach Combs of the Bulldogs. And Kalamazoo marches up just a little bit further down the field. And a turnover in the Hornets' own zone. Adrian controls. Pass over to number 3 of the Bulldogs. There's a battle for it. Whistle blown. And a foul appears to be called on Grant Pirine of the Bulldogs. Taking the free kick will be Colton Farley for the visiting Hornets. He'll send this one near the 40-yard line, and then there'll be a deflection or two Hornets. It's going to be a Hornet and a Bulldog play run into each other. No one can really come up with it, and then Kalamazoo controls. This one sent down to the far side. Hornets trying to race up. That pass will be deflected out by a Bulldog. Ball sent up in the air. Both teams battling for possession. Brad Squires comes down with it, but he'll be swarmed by 3 Hornets defenders, and Kalamazoo gets a takeaway. Kazoo with it. That pass sent in and then deflected out. Good defense there by Brennan Koziel of the Bulldogs, and a foul will be called outside of the play on Kalamazoo. Free kick being taken here for the Bulldogs. Sending away will be McGregor Adams into the box, and that one headed. Couldn't get it to a Bulldog as number 11 there fakes the shot. Dayton Rush trying to get some free space but couldn't. And Kalamazoo will get it out of their zone initially for the time being, but the Bulldogs, with good swarming defense, are able to take it back, and they'll send it back into their own zone and control there. Justin Tobin gives to McGregor Adams, who sends this one down, racing for it as Piron of the Bulldogs couldn't get to it, and it'll be deflected up and into the hands of the goalkeeper for the Hornets. Starting today in net for Kalamazoo is number 00, Luke Castron, the sophomore goaltender. That one headed out. And racing for it is number 22 of the Hornets. That's Travis Barkley. He'll send it back, and then it's going to go to midfield. Deflected out by Adrian, and now here come the Bulldogs. That chip in is going to go higher than that. As that was Zach Combs looking to get the Bulldogs on the board first, but couldn't get it on net. And we remain scoreless 0-0. Kalamazoo Hornets football team came into town this past Saturday, and your Bulldogs won in a close game, 31-28 on a last-second field goal. And that pushes the Adrian football team to 2 wins in a row, both coming on last-second field goals. This one sent into Adrian's side of the field. Number 5 sends it up. That's Dylan Mines. Couldn't get it on target. Hornets control. They're going to send a shot in from outside the box, and it's going to go wide of the net. That was Nick Crouchier for Kalamazoo, as he has the team's first good look and good shot, but he couldn't get it on net. Little over 10 minutes in, we still remain deadlocked 0-0 between these two teams in MIAA action as this one gets sent up, racing for it. Hornets couldn't come up with it as it was looking like a promising rush for the visiting Kalamazoo College Hornets. Adrian with it, and that one will be deflected out off of Colton Farley as he was playing up from his defensive position. This one thrown in by Koziel. Battle for it. And then Grant Pirine couldn't keep it in bounds as his pass was sent out of bounds. The Hornets had possession for a moment but couldn't control it. Number 20 couldn't clear it. That was Robbie Precious for the Bulldogs. As Precious will get it once more, but he'll send this one out of bounds. And a throw-in coming here for the Hornets. That's Alex Wallace sending it in. He's going to look for number 18. Ben Meshke couldn't get it, but a run-in coming here for number 7. That one deflected out, but Kalamazoo still controls. Alex Wallace sends a crosser into the box. This one headed up, and it's going to go and be picked up by Spencer Brown, and a good-looking opportunity there for Kalamazoo, as that was Travis Barkley who had the header opportunity sent from the crosser being sent in by Alex Wallace. Brown sends it to Combs. He'll head it forward. Garrett Miller couldn't win the race there, but Adrian still controls. That's Grant Pirine sending it along to Koziel as he's racing down the near sideline. He'll be sent down, but he'll get it right back, and then a foul will be called. Physical play between Brendan Koziel and Gold Afolabi for Kalamazoo. Ball set for a free kick from Dayton Rush. He'll send this one in. headed up, and it's going to go wide of the net. Excuse me, that was not Dayton Rush on the cross. On the taking the free kick. That was Garrett Miller, but either way, it was a good-looking opportunity for Adrian, but the header was sent just wide. Luke Castron getting ready to send this one down the length of the field. It's going to be headed up by a Bulldog and then controlled. And there's going to be a whistle blown. And it appears number 16 of the Kalamazoo Hornets will get a yellow card. That will be Gould Afolabi. So he's now got to watch how he plays the rest of this game, already being carded once. McGregor Adams for the Bulldogs will take the free kick. Just a few yards short of midfield. Card will be given out to Afolabi with 31:15 still to go in the first half, as that free kick couldn't find the target and it'll just be scooped up by the goaltender of the Hornets. Tightly played contest between these two MIAA opponents so far, as your Bulldogs play host to the Kalamazoo Hornets. As fanning on it there initially was Brennan Koziel, but he's able to clear it out. Grant Pirine shoulders it over to Koziel. Adrian trying to control this one, will be sent up into the crowd by Adams. And a throw-in coming here for Kalamazoo. This one sent up. Racing for it was Zach Combs. It will be deflected forward by Colton Farley. Adrian trying to control possession. It's going to go out to Grant Pirine. On the near side, he'll send it up. He's looking for Garrett Miller as he's racing for it down the far sideline. Couldn't get to it, and the Hornets will control this one. Will be sent up by Luke Castron. Adrian now having to get back on defense as Kalamazoo trying to race up. That was Gould Afolabi who stopped his progress, not wanting to get an offsides. And that pass was sent up, assuming he would keep his route going. As Spencer Brown now will dribble it outside the box. And this one will be sent forward. Deflected off of a Hornets. Adrian trying to control it as they're looking to go down the far sideline with it. Couldn't control possession of the ball. Nice slide tackle there by Kalamazoo. This one sent out to Alex Wallace. He'll send this one forward, and a good looking opportunity as Spencer Brown makes a nice play coming out of the box. But having a free rush there was Ben Meshke, but the pass was just too far out in front, and it allowed Spencer Brown to make a play on the ball. Matt Turton comes in for Kalamazoo as he'll replace Gould Afolabi, who got hit with a yellow card a few moments ago here in the first half. This one deflected into the box by a Hornet, but no one there for Kalamazoo, and Spencer Brown will pick it up. Not much room for either team to work with on offense, as both defenses have played pretty strongly. Not really good looking chances for both Adrian and Kalamazoo on the offensive end. They really haven't been there. As this one sent out of bounds, and it's going to be Adrian possession. Brennan Koziel has the throw in. Kalamazoo, coached by Lumba Shabazz in his 7th season with the program. Your Adrian College Bulldogs are led by Ryan McDonald in his 2nd season here on the campus of Adrian College. Both teams have had strong starts to the season, And as you would guess, this game has been very close as Grant Pirine making a nice defensive effort as he'll send this one into the box as that one will be headed out by Kalamazoo. But a good job there by Pirine to kind of have that one-man effort. Kalamazoo now coming the other way. Recently checked in the game is Turton as he'll send this to the other side and headed forward, but no one there. Travis Barkley upset with himself as he noticed his team had an opportunity but couldn't get his header on target to a intended Hornet as both teams battle for it in Kalamazoo's zone. This one sent forward and then headed out there by Colton Farley. Dayton Rush able to keep it into play, but he couldn't find a Bulldog with the ball, and the Hornets will take over as they come down trying to get some pressure onto this Bulldogs defense. This one deflected over Alex Wallace with it, but he'll be called for offsides, getting back behind the Adrian defense. Kalamazoo a couple times going to kind of a deep ball played in as they're trying to get the defense for the Bulldogs kind of napping. This one sent up by Spencer Brown, but the ref's still having a discussion with the Hornets. That's number 5 and number 11, Mikey Schwartz and Nick Crotier, having a discussion with the refs at midfield. Play ready to be resumed. Spencer Brown one more time will send this one. This one deflected up, and Grant Pirine trying to race for it as the ball seemed to have some space to work with in the corner, but the Bulldogs will be called for offsides. So Kalamazoo with it as the score still remains knotted up at 0-0. Luke Castron will have this one sent down. Headed forward by number 7, that was Hayden Strobel. And then hitting the deck there for the Bulldogs was Justin Tobin, and a foul will be called on Kalamazoo. Adrian will take possession. McGregor Adams will take the free kick for Adrian. As we've got a beautiful night here on the campus of Adrian College in Kapnick Field and Docking Stadium for this MIAA contest between the visiting Kalamazoo Hornets and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Kalamazoo trying to come up with it as this one will be deflected out. Spencer Brown has it. Racing in there for Kalamazoo was number 18, Ben Meshke, as he'll force Brown to get rid of it. But Adrian trying to control at midfield. This one will be sent forward. Kalamazoo will run it down. That's number 5. He'll send it along to number 7. That was Colton Farley, number 3. That was number 7 sliding for it. That was Hayden Strobel not being able to come up with it. Kalamazoo now gets possession. This one sent down. Alex Wallace racing for it, but it'll go out of bounds. Adrian will take over. A little over 20 minutes into this one, and we're still knotted up 0-0. As number 20 there for Adrian couldn't control it. Here come the Hornets the other way. Hayden Strobel gives to Alex Wallace as he'll hit the deck, and a foul will be called. That one on Brennan Koziel as he tripped up Alex Wallace. Free kick coming here for Matt Turton. Kalamazoo with a good-looking opportunity here on offense. This one sent into the box, and it's going to be deflected out. Racing forward is number 23. That's Aiden Hurley. He's got control momentarily, and that pass will be intercepted by the Bulldogs. That one will be sent out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Adrian, so Kalamazoo gains possession. This one worked back to Farley, and he'll send it up over to Wallace. Deflected up off the head by Kozel, then over to Squires. And then sent back to the Kalamazoo defense. Mikey Schwartz with it. Goes to the far sideline. This one deflected out, game slowing down just a bit as Kalamazoo tries to set up on offense. There's Colton Farley once more, looking for Alex Wallace once again as he'll race for it, and he'll come up with it for the time being as he'll send this pass over to number 11, and that one will be deflected out. Ball works its way back over to Farley. He'll give to Schwartz, sending this one into the box, but it'll be deflected out. Here comes Adrian as they try to get a break over to Zach Combs, but that one will be sent out of bounds. Kalamazoo with it. And that yellow card, by the way, from Gold Afolobi was the 18th yellow card of the year for Kalamazoo. 4 more than the Bulldogs mark at 14. Neither team, however, have been marked with a red card. This one sent down. McGregor Adams racing back for it. He'll give it over to Spencer Brown, who will hold it. He'll send it over to the far sideline. This one sent down. Zach Combs will head it along. Dayton Rush with it. Looking for Grant Pirine, and that one will be deflected. And the ref will say that one was sent out of bounds. And a corner kick upcoming here for Adrian, I believe. Now they're going to say it was out of bounds before the post in the corner, so a throw-in will be sent for Adrian. This one sent to the edge of the box. No one home there for Adrian. However, Kalamazoo looking for rushes. That one was looking for Hayden Strobel, but he wasn't looking, and it was sent out of bounds. Coming in is Andre Holyfuse for the Bulldogs. He'll come in for Zach Holmes, who will get a break. Bobby De Niro will come in for Hayden Strobel for the visiting Hornets. Adrian with a throw-in that won't be deflected out, and Kalamazoo takes possession in their own zone. They'll battle for it, and a foul will be called there on the Bulldogs. This contest remains close between these two very talented teams. This one will be worked out to Farley. He'll send it into the middle to Paul Kiris as his pass was intended for a Hornet. It was too far out in front of number 24, Emilio Romo. Logan Thomas will come in for Brad Squires, and then Dylan Wismont will come in for Grant Pirine. So the Bulldogs making a few substitutions here as we approach 18 minutes to play. Kalamazoo working it around. This one sent over to Colton Farley. He'll get a running start and send this one up, but it'll be deflected by Brennan Koziel. Adrian heads it into the box. And that one sent out as number 11 couldn't get to it. Dayton Rush. This one deflected out by Justin Tomid of Adrian. Kalamazoo still with possession. Hornets held possession initially, but it'll be intercepted and taken away. This one worked over to McGregor. That was number 2, Brennan Koziel. He'll work it now back to number 7, McGregor Adams. This one sent down. He was looking for Garrett Miller, but couldn't connect. Koziel over to Adams. He'll give to Tobin, and then now back over to Adams. Little 3-man game working here between Koziel, Adams, and Tobin. That one sent out of bounds. Deflected off of Alex Wallace of the Hornets. Brennan Koziel with a throw-in for Adrian as they weren't able to control initially, but it'll be sent out of bounds. That was Bobby De Niro for Kalamazoo, deflecting it out. The junior defenseman from Terrence Park, Ohio. Whistle blown on Adrian, and Kalamazoo takes control. Number 12 with the throw, and that'll be Matt Turton. Was looking for Alex Wallace. Will be deflected by Koziel, but to number 18, Ben Meshke. He'll lose control, and Adrian takes over. But that one too far behind the intended Bulldog. And the Hornets will regain possession once more. This one's sent down. Spencer Brown comes to the edge of the box and will control it there. And he'll send it along to McGregor Adams, and the Bulldogs will regroup on their own side of the field. Alex Wallace hits the deck as he was sent down by Brennan Koziel. And a yellow card will come out on the senior defenseman from Trenton, Michigan for the Bulldogs. So now I've got a yellow card apiece from both teams. One by Gould Defolaby for the visiting Hornets. Now Brennan Koziel gets smacked with one as Alex Wallace is still down on the field. Now the trainers will come out and look at him. As we hope Alex Wallace is okay. The sophomore defenseman from Davie, Florida attended American Heritage Plantation High School. He'll get up. A good sign. As we hope he's okay, he'll walk off under his own power to the sideline. Head coach for the Bulldogs, Ryan McDonald, not happy with the refs on that card to Brennan Koziel. Checking into the game for Kalamazoo will be number 17, Blake Tankersley, as he'll come in for the banged up Wallace, as we hope to see him back in action in this one. It'll be Kalamazoo possession right on their side of the 50. Matt Turton will take the free kick, and then Colton Farley comes up with it, forcing the Bulldogs defense to shift a bit. And then he'll end up going back over to Turton, sending this one down on a nice deflection by number 29 of the Bulldogs. But Kalamazoo still holds possession. This pass getting sent down in a good-looking rush here for the Hornets. Oh, what a save by Spencer Brown. Kalamazoo still with possession. That one will be deflected out of bounds in a corner coming up for Kalamazoo. But Ben Meshke with a beautiful looking opportunity, but Spencer Brown came up with the answer. Corner coming up here for the Hornets as this one will be sent into the box and they will end up scoring. 1-0. Kalamazoo takes the early lead. Spencer Brown came up with the first save on the last play, but this one couldn't come up with. And Kalamazoo takes a 1-0 lead here on the road with 14:47 still to go in the first half. Kalamazoo with great offensive pressure there on that last possession. This one sent in and it will be picked up by the goaltender Luke Kestrian of the Hornets. As he'll look around and then ends up with a drop kick high in the sky and it'll be deflected. Edmund Meshke ended up with the goal for the Hornets. Throw in here for Kalamazoo. They will control in Adrian territory. And then this pass behind Colton Farley, racing for his number 18 of the Dogs. Couldn't come up with it. And then Kalamazoo will work it around. As Andre Hofius for Adrian was on the attack there but couldn't come up with it. Kalamazoo now with some counter pressure themselves. Number 11 racing in as he was looking for number 17, that was Blake Tankersley, who's recently checked into the game for the injured Alex Wallace, but he couldn't come up with it. And another throw-in will be upcoming for the Bulldogs. That pass will be off the mark, and Kalamazoo will take control. That one deflected up, and a foul will be called. Aiden Hurley hit the deck on Kalamazoo. Wall being set up on the outside of the box for the Bulldogs. That's number 12 looking. That's Matt Turton along with number 23, Aiden Hurley, who are the two potential kickers here for the Hornets. On this free kick, it's going to be Hurley taking it. It's going to be deflected off a Bulldog leg, and it's going to be sent out of bounds. Kalamazoo takes over. But a good job holding strong on defense there by Adrian as the Hornets had another good-looking opportunity, this time to go up 2-0. McGregor Adams heads that one out of bounds. Matt Turton has the throw-in. Initially looked Ben Meshke's way, but then ends up sending it over to number 4, Bobby. As that one sent into the net, and Spencer Brown came up with the save. Brown will drop kick this one, and it's going to be headed forward by number 18, Avery Hofius. This one sent into midfield. Bulldogs trying to battle with it, and it'll be sent back down. And this one will be headed forward over to Spencer Brown, and he'll pick it up there. And then he'll send it over to his defenseman. This one sent into the Kalamazoo zone, clearing it out. Hornets take possession in their own territory. That one deflected forward as Kalamazoo battles for it with the Bulldogs, and it'll be sent forward as Hofius deflected it into the corner, and this one will be sent out of bounds. Good defensive pressure there for Adrian And a substitution coming in here for the Bulldogs. That'll be number 17, Brian Schleins. He'll come in for number 11, Dayton Rush. And then Emilio Romo checks into the game, as he'll replace Ben Meshke, who had the lone goal for Kalamazoo. Adrian now off the throw-in, try to get it in the box, and it'll be deflected out into the corner. Bulldogs rushing for it as Koziel will try to send it in the box, but it'll be deflected out by a defensive Hornet. This one sent in and then right back to Koziel. Adrian trying to get some pressure in the Kalamazoo territory. They haven't had much going on offense so far as they turn it over initially, and then it'll be deflected forward, and Adrian will still control. This one sent forward to Hophius as he's trying to battle for it, as he couldn't come up with it, as Colton Farley had good defensive possession on him. This one's sent down by Spencer Brown, as it'll be deflected forward, as number 29 trying to fight for it. That's Dylan Wismont for the Bulldogs. And then that will be sent out into midfield and deflected out of bounds, going off of Robbie Precious of Adrian. This one being sent forward, and McGregor Adams will deflect it out of bounds, letting his defense set back up on. This will be letting his team set back up on the defensive end. Throwing it now for the Hornets is Matt Turton. It'll be deflected off of Koziel, making a nice play over to Dylan Wismont. Then he'll get it over to Robbie Precious. Number 17 sending it to the sideline, as the Bulldogs couldn't race it down. That was Brian Schleins just checking in for Adrian. Hornets with it. That's Romo. He'll send it back to number 11, who's got it on the far sideline. That one will be deflected and kept in bounds. Nice job there by Kalamazoo. The Hornets with it. That one deflected and then sent out of the zone and out of bounds by Koziel of the Bulldogs. And Kalamazoo controls. Turton with the throw-in. He's looking for Romo as he tripped over the ball, and Adrian will control. McGregor Adams sends it over to Spencer Brown, who will send this one to midfield. Adrian couldn't control his number 10. Garrett Miller, I think, thought he had a second Bulldog there with him. Adrian has a throw in deep in their own possession now. Koziel is looking for Wismont as he's battling for it, and a nice defensive play. Bulldogs trying to charge up the other way. Wismont over to Schleins at midfield. He hits the deck. Whistle called by the ref, and the foul will be on Kalamazoo. Six minutes and some change still to go in this first half. Adrian down 1-0 to the visiting Kalamazoo Hornets. Free kick coming from Robbie Precious. This one sent to the left side of the box and over pretty much everyone's head, as Garrett Miller was the nearest Bulldog in the area, as he couldn't come up with it. Fadi Sobe will come in for the Bulldogs. He'll come in for Garrett Miller. This one deflected up. Romo trying to control for the Hornets. Adams sends it over. This one sent down to midfield over the head of Dylan Wismont. And Kalamazoo controls. As Turton's pass was sent off the chest of number 17, Blake Tankersley. And Kalamazoo turns it right back over to the Bulldogs. Adrian trying to battle for it. That one deflected forward by Tankersley, but Adams sends it down the length of the field up into the evening sky. As Adrian trying to fight for it as they take control in Kalamazoo territory. This one sent into the far corner but out of bounds. Kalamazoo had a little bit of a lackadaisical defensive possession there, as there seemed to be 3 Hornets surrounding the ball and only 1 Bulldog, and Adrian came up with it in Kalamazoo's territory. However, Adrian couldn't sustain possession, as that's been the story most of this first half. Kalamazoo's really had the few only good opportunities in this first half, and they converted on 1, and that's been the difference so far here. As the refs will say, Hophius couldn't keep it in for Adrian. Turton sends it down, deflected by Rome over to Tankersley. Adrian will take possession for a second, and then Kalamazoo takes it back at midfield. Kalamazoo controls. As this first half is winding down, we are approaching 4 minutes to play. Kalamazoo passing it around, looking for a crease in this Adrian defense. As they played pretty much strong throughout, except for one possession where Kalamazoo had 2 good looking opportunities and they converted on 1. Adrian now racing back the other way. A Bulldog hits the deck on the far side. No foul called. Still fighting for it was Adrian, but they couldn't come up with it. As Kalamazoo will turn it over in their own zone, and a throw-in coming on the far side. As that was Andre Hophius battling for it. Throw-in coming with 3:26 to play in the first half here in Kapnick Field at Docking Stadium. Adrian trails Kalamazoo 1-0. As the Bulldogs initially didn't have possession coming out of the throw-in, but then they'll have a nice defensive play and take it back. Bulldogs control. That's Robbie Precious trying to send that one in the box, but it'll be deflected out off of a Kalamazoo heel. And a big collision there at midfield. Whistles blown. Both a Hornet and a Bulldog are down, as the trainers will have to come out once more. We hope both players are okay. That's Blake Tankersley down for the Hornets, and I can't see the number for Adrian. That appears to be number 21, Justin Tobin. As he appears to be shaken up. Tankersley still down after that high-speed collision between him and Justin Tobin as they were racing for the ball at midfield. Head coach now, Lumumba Shabazz, comes out for Kalamazoo to check on him. The Kalamazoo soccer team trying to get revenge here for their football team, as this past Saturday we had a very exciting matchup as the Bulldogs won that game on a last-second field goal. As it's good to see Blake Tankersley now getting up as he'll walk off. He still appears to be a little shaken up. As Aiden Gillig comes in, the freshman from Portage, Michigan, for Kalamazoo, as they're going to give, the refs will give possession to Adrian. We're under 3 minutes. Adrian trying to make a run here late in the first half. They trail 1-0 in Docking Stadium. Adrian dropped their MIAA opener at number 3 ranked Calvin. That one at a final score of 6-1 as they try to even up their conference record at 1-1. Game still not set to start as the ref walking out. Whistle blows, and now Robbie Precious sends this one into the box. It's going to be up and deflected out by Kalamazoo defender. Adrian still with control, trying to get some pressure in the Kalamazoo territory. That one deflected out, and it's going to be Adrian possession. They'll try to work quickly now. Ball out in the corner and then sent into the box and then deflected out. This one sent in off of a head. A good looking opportunity here for Adrian, and that shot sent on net. McGregor Adams with the first good looking opportunity for Adrian, but Luke Castron had the answer for Kalamazoo. Now the Hornets with a rush into Adrian territory. This one sent into the box, and then Adams back on the defensive end deflects it out. Adrian trying to hold. They couldn't. Kalamazoo comes up with possession in the Bulldogs territory, and then they'll work it around. This one sent into the box, but number 27, Aiden Gillig, gives up on it in. Spencer Brown there to scoop it up. This one sent down on the goal kick, and then it's going to be deflected up a few different times. Koziel sends this one up, and it's going to be deflected by a Hornet. Then this one sent up once again. Koziel there to make a play with his head. This ball gets deflected out, and on the Bulldogs end, McGregor Adams stays down. Ball gets deflected out of bounds, and then McGregor Adams still down on Adrian's side of the field. No foul was called by the refs as we have 58 seconds to play here in the first half. Ref now works his way over to McGregor Adams. We hope he's okay, as there have been a few different injuries in a physically played first half in Docking Stadium, as McGregor Adams now gets up. It appears he'll stay in the game, and now Adrian will have possession. Cozy will have a throw in. The Trenton, Michigan native sends it over. And then he had another crack at it as he had deflected that one off of a Hornet. Ball gets worked back around over to number 25 as he'll try to send it into Kalamazoo territory, but only a Hornet defender was there. This one sent down, but right to Robbie Precious of the Bulldogs, as he'll work it back over to Adams, who waits there at midfield. Keeps it on the ground over to Koziel. That one deflected, and then he'll send it high up into the box. Racing for it appeared to be Dylan Wismont of the Bulldogs, but he couldn't come up with it, as we are inside 10 seconds now. Luke Castron sends this one down the length of the field, and that will do it for the first half here in Kaepernick Field at Docking Stadium in this MIAA matchup as your Adrian College Bulldogs trail the visiting Kalamazoo Hornets at a score of 1-0. Stick with us here on ACTV as we'll be back for the second half of action right after this. We welcome you back here into Kapnick Field at Docking Stadium as your Adrian College Bulldogs trail the Kalamazoo Hornets 1-0 as the stats from the first half were pretty much identical. Shots were 3 apiece, fouls were 6 apiece, saves were 1 apiece. However, the stat that matters most was goals, and that's where Kalamazoo leads at 1-0 as they had a goal scored by Ben Meshke, as that's the only goal so far between either team, as he had a couple good opportunities in that first half. Actually, as the first one was a beautiful save by Spencer Brown, but then in the very next possession, that very same possession, Kalamazoo had a corner kick, and off of that corner set piece, Kalamazoo was able to find the back of the net. So Adrian now with 45 minutes to go as they trail here 1-0, as they try to answer back and not fall to 0-2 in conference play. As a very even start throughout. Ball set, and we are ready to get going here for the second half of action. This one's sent down, headed up by number 19 of Adrian, and it's going to be come down with for the Bulldogs as they're fighting for it. Number 19 still with it. Zach Combs he'll send it over. It's going to be deflected by Dayton Rush. Back over to Combs. Koziel sends out in the corner. Adrian with it as they are passing it around. Good passing to start the second half to open up for Adrian. And an offsides will be called on the Bulldogs as Garrett Miller tried to race that one down for the Bulldogs, but to no avail as Adrian was called for the offsides. This one sent down. Adrian controlling as they try to work into Kalamazoo's Kalamazoo's territory, as they've had good possession to start this second half. This one sent down, and it's going to be intercepted. Adrian still with control. Kalamazoo really hasn't had much control of the ball throughout to start this second half. And as I say that, the Hornets come up with a takeaway. As there's Colton Farley, as his pass will be deflected, intercepted initially, but it'll be taken right back. This one's sent down the near sideline. Racing for it is number 18 of the Hornets. He's got it in the corner. He'll send this one, as that one was struck too hard, as he was looking for Hayden Strobel, who was standing in the box for the Hornets. Throw-in will be taken away, and now Kalamazoo with a good-looking opportunity, but an easy save made there by Spencer Brown, as KZoo trying to go up by 2. This one's sent down by Spencer Brown, and it's going to go all the way back to the other net, as picking it up there was Luke Castrian of the Hornets. Adrian trying to avoid dropping 3 of their last 4 after winning 6 of their first 7 to open up this season, which at the time was a program best. Still a very strong season to start, as they are sitting at 8-3-0. Kalamazoo coming in at 6-1-1, so both teams with very impressive records. Kalamazoo trying to take control in Adrian territory. That's McGregor Adams battling for it on the far side, and he'll lose possession. This one sent into the box, but too far out in front, and Spencer Brown will just gobble it up. And he'll hold possession, and he'll let his team get down the field. Coach Ryan McDonald urging his team to get downfield. This one deflected forward. Zach Combs racing for it, and it's going to be deflected out to number 5 of the Bulldogs. over to Dayton Rush and then sent into the box, and going up for it was Castro, and he'll come down with it, as that was Koziel who was trying to make a box run on a beautiful chip in from Dayton Rush. Luke Castron has the ball down and is getting set to send this one away. Off the right foot and sent down as he's looking for number 7, Hayden Strobels. He couldn't come up with it. Adrian fighting for it. That's McGregor Adams. Had it, and then he sent it away, and then Kalamazoo took it out on a break. Coming here to number 16 with a good-looking opportunity for Kalamazoo. Sends that shot in, and it's going to go wide. A great-looking opportunity there for the Hornets, but couldn't find the back of the net. Excuse me, that was number 18, not number 16. That was Ben Meshke. As Kalamazoo can't hold possession, Zach Combs sends it to Brennan Koziel. Over to McGregor Adams. Precious back to Adams, and then he'll send it up to Dayton Rush. Here come the Bulldogs the other way. That pass too far out in front of Garrett Miller. Goal kick coming here for the Hornets. This one sent down, being deflected a few different times, and then Adrian now trying to control it, headed forward, and then a back heel touch there by number 5, Mikey Schwartz of the Hornets. Adrian trying to come up with it. That one sent out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will control. Grant P. Ryan initially looked like he was going to throw it in, but he'll drop it off to Garrett Miller. Miller gets a running start, sends this one in the box, headed out by a Hornet. And then it got deflected back in, and then finally cleared out for good. There was Colton Farley. The Bulldogs now still with possession as they try to work it into Kalamazoo's zone. Into the box. Ball goes out of bounds. No foul called as Zach Combs tried to work his way into a scoring opportunity there for Adrian, but to no avail. Very active sidelines from both teams. This one headed forward as Spencer Brown will clear it out, as that was number 18, Ben Meshke, looking for his second goal of the game, as he netted one in the first, and that's the only action we have on the scoreboard so far. Here come the Bulldogs with it down the other way. This one deflected up as the Bulldogs try to get a shot on net, couldn't. This one sent into the box by Zach Combs, and then it'll be cleared out. And then back in by number 5. Whistle will be blown, and a foul called on P. Ryan, the 6'1" sophomore for the Bulldogs. .36.5 minutes to play. In the second half, your Bulldogs trail 1-0. Kalamazoo trying to control at midfield. Adrian initially looked like they had a shot at coming up with it. Ball kind of still up for grabs. Adrian had it, and a handball will be called. Kalamazoo called for a handball in their own territory. Let's see if the Bulldogs now can come up with something on offense, as it's really kind of been silent so far, as their offense really hasn't had much to work with. Free kick being taken by Garrett Miller. His offense sets up in the far edge of the box on the left side. This one sent in. Good looking crosser, as it's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to say it was off of a Kalamazoo defender, so Adrian still with control deep in the Hornet territory. Once again, it'll be Garrett Miller taking the corner, as he just took the last free kick. Trying to create some magic on offense here for the Bulldogs. Ball set and ready for Garrett Miller. Number 7, Hayden Strobel drops back for Kalamazoo. Garrett Miller with a crosser sent in, and it's going to be deflected out. So that chance denied for now, but Adrian still with control. Throw sent into the box, and the ref say it was deflected out. That one appeared to be off of number 5, Mikey Schwartz, the junior defenseman for Kalamazoo. And Adrian now with another opportunity, trying to get a shot on net here. This crosser sent in far side, and it's going to be sent up and over the bar. On the receiving end there of that crosser was number 4, Austin Andrews. Alex Wallace for Kalamazoo checks back in for the first time since getting injured earlier in the first half. Kalamazoo will end up holding on defense there after Adrian had a couple good opportunities to get some shots on net. Couldn't really get one good looking one, as the Bulldogs trying to work it back into Kalamazoo territory. Hitting the deck there was number 22 for the Hornets, Travis Barkley, and Garrett Miller for the Bulldogs. Barkley sends this throw in into Adrian territory. Kalamazoo still with it, and that pass too far out in front by Aiden Hurley, and the Bulldogs will have a goal kick set up for Spencer Brown. Adrian has looked better on offense, as they pretty much controlled the time of possession here in the second half compared to the first, as that one will go out of bounds, as Zach Combs couldn't race it down quick enough. Throw in coming here for number 22, Travis Barkley. Whistle blown by the ref, and a throw in once more here for Barkley. Sends this one up to midfield. 3 Bulldogs will surround Ben Meshke, and Adrian trying to take it away. Racing down there was Hurley for the Hornets to take it away. This one's sent down. Physical play there at midfield, but Robbie Precious loses control. Adrian comes up with possession, and now here they come racing the other way. That's Zach Combs. Sends a shot in. This means sends a pass in. Was looking for Garrett Miller, but it'll be scooped up by Luke Castron, the sophomore goaltender from Rochester Hills. But that offense has been getting more kind of rushes to the net and good-looking opportunities and chances to score here in this second half, where in the first it was really slim to none. This one sent down into Kalamazoo's zone and then sent back out for the time being. Number 23, Hurley, sends it over to number 11, and he lost his footing. Nice play there by Dayton Rush. He'll send it over to Brennan Koziel, and Adrian sets up at midfield. This one deflected out. Waiting for it was number 5, Dylan Mines, and his pass was sent to no one, but a good hustle play there by Dayton Rush to try to keep it alive for Adrian, but couldn't do so. This one sent down the length of the field. McGregor Adams sends it back down. Miller tried to deflect it to a Bulldog, but it went to number 3 of Kalamazoo, Colton Farley. As Farley's pass will go out of bounds and Adrian will take possession. Half hour remains in this second half of action. Foul will be called at midfield on the slide tackle attempt. Kalamazoo works quickly off of the whistle. And then a push coming down on the other end. And a throw-in upcoming here for the Bulldogs. But first there will be a sub coming in. That's number 18 of Adrian. Andre Hofius coming back in as he'll check in for Zach Combs. Throw-in sent in. Adrian trying to control that pass. Sent down to midfield. Kalamazoo comes up with it. The Hornets now working it around. This one sent over to number 7, but not done successfully. Adrian tried to get a rush going the other way, but the pass was too far out of Pirine. Number 19 with it for the Bulldogs. He'll work it around. Robbie Precious now gets surrounded by 2 Hornets. And now Kalamazoo comes the other way. That pass deflected. Number 10 with a shot from outside the box. Deflected by Precious, but back over to number 11. He'll send this one in the box. Deflected out. And Adrian, their defense will drop back and just let Spencer Brown pick that one up, as he's getting set to send this one back out of their zone. This one's sent in off the left foot into Kalamazoo territory. Nice looking play there for Adrian. Racing for that's number 5, but he couldn't control it and keep it in bounds. That was Dylan Mines. As that throw-in gets deflected out of bounds, that was Robbie Precious. The Hornets with a throw-in coming up. That one over to number 18 for Kalamazoo, as number 22, Travis Barkley, sends it out. Colton Farley now to midfield. That one deflected out of bounds as he was looking for Alex Wallace. And it appears a foul will be called on Wallace. Adrian takes possession with 27:18 to go in this second half of action. A little under 20 minutes in to the second half. No goals have been scored for either squad. This sent into the box, punched out there by the goaltender of Kalamazoo, then sent back in the box, but it's going to go out of bounds. Another chance there for the Bulldogs as their offense starting to heat up as Dylan Wismont and Brad Squires come into the game for the Bulldogs. Logan Thomas and Gret Peterine will come out. This one headed at midfield. Adrian controls. Squires sends it over. Precious with it. He'll go on the left wing. Adrian controls. That pass sent in, deflected. Brad Squires trying to fight for it for Adrian. Couldn't come up with it. And Kalamazoo had a run going back the other way, but a slide tackle will negate that. Checking in for the Hornets is Paul Kieris and Gold Afalobi. And Gold, remember in that first half, got a yellow card, so he's playing with that to keep in mind, as he can't be as aggressive. As a foul called there by the refs, and Adrian with it in Kalamazoo territory. Couple players seem to have to be separated. However, Adrian still has control in Kalamazoo territory. A free kick upcoming. Garrett Miller will take the free kick. Day and Rush coming up having a discussion with the ref. McGregor Adams gives a few words. Maybe a working strategy with Garrett Miller. Adams and Rush drop into the box, and now Garrett Miller set up for a free kick sent in. This one will get through, but wide of the net. Couldn't tell if that was deflected by anyone or not, but Luke Castron did not have to make a save as he covered the right post and watched the ball trickle out of bounds. Score remains 1-0. Kalamazoo trying to control at midfield, couldn't do so. Adrian working quickly off the throw-in. This one deflected back out. Adrian, though, trying to continue with the offensive pressure that they've done through the first 20 minutes in this second half. As they're just itching to find the back of the net of Kalamazoo, as their defense, however, has been a tough nut to crack. Have the Hornets. Adrian now will lose control in their own zone. Here come the Hornets the other way. Shot sent in, and it's going to go wide. A good looking opportunity from kind of an inopportune angle for the Hornets, but couldn't come up with a goal as Ben Meshke had the chance to add a second to his tally here tonight. Alex Wallace will deflect that at midfield, and Kalamazoo coming up with it. Racing for it for the Hornets is Hayden Strobel, as he will not be able to battle for it, and it'll go out of bounds for setting up Spencer Brown for a goal kick. Amer Carrick comes in, the 5'10 freshman from Sterling Heights, Michigan, for the Bulldogs. Goal kick gets sent down. Adrian trying to battle for it, but it's going to go down into the Hornets box and it'll be picked up there. Drop kick sent down pretty much to exactly midfield. And then sent in by number 2. That was Brennan Koziel of the Bulldogs. And it's going to go out of bounds. Kalamazoo takes control. Brad Squires deflects the inbound as he tried to fight for it. Couldn't come up with it. Kalamazoo holds on the far sideline as they race up. And a good-looking opportunity here for Kalamazoo, and offsides will be called. Ben Meshke once again, though, pushing the envelope for Kalamazoo's offense, getting Adrian's defense on their heels, but got a little too eager there, got behind the Bulldogs' defense, and the offsides was called. This one sent down, foul called. As hitting the deck was number 5, that's Dylan Mines. Making contact with him was Gould Afalobi. And remember, he's got to watch out after already getting a 1 yellow card in the first half. That came 29-16 into the first half. And another free kick in Kalamazoo territory here for the Bulldogs. You got to wonder how many opportunities like this they're going to have the rest of the way. Ref now walking his way over to the Adrian bench as some words were sent between head coach Ryan McDonald to the refs, as I think they wanted another card out there for Kalamazoo. Now a discussion here right in front of the Adrian College bench. It's been a chirpy game throughout from both teams. Crowd's been heavily involved along with the players and the coaches. Ruff working his way back to the field. And we still have a free kick upcoming for Garrett Miller. Can Adrian convert on another one? This one sent in and deflected out. The Bulldogs still yet to find the back of the net. This one sent forward. Deflected out, but on who? Hayden Strobel trying to say it was off of a Bulldog, and I believe the refs say it was. Corner kick now set up for Kalamazoo. Aiden Hurley checks back in the game for Gold Afalobi. And then Hurley will end up actually take this corner kick for Kalamazoo as they try to double their lead. As we approach the 20-minute mark, corner kick sent in, headed on net and deflected out. Off of a Bulldog. Squires trying to deflect it up, but it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be deflected forward, but it went out of bounds anyway. The Hornets now with possession. Along the far sidelines, there's a battle for it. Ball comes down, and then it's going to be headed off of number 4 for Adrian. That was Austin Andrews. and then sent to the near sideline off of a Hornet. Adrian controls. This one sent forward by Austin Andrews. Brad Squires sends it to the far sideline. This one's going to work back to Robbie Precious. He'll give to Austin Andrews. Ball works its way back to Precious, and then that pass deflected off of Hurley for the Hornets. Adrian trying to work it deep into the Hornets' territory. Ball still bouncing. This one deflected over. Adrian now trying to work into the box of Kalamazoo. A crosser sent in. Look at that one headed out by Hurley. Squires trying to come up with it. He couldn't get it. And it's going to be sent down the length of the field. As a good-looking ball sent over to Dylan Mines. Foul called on Kalamazoo. A yellow card will be given out to Aiden Hurley. Second of the game for Kalamazoo. Second yellow card of the game, I should say, for Kalamazoo. Adrian's got one. First card given out of the second half. Free kick here for Garrett Miller. About 6-7 yards. The ball is placed outside of the box. He'll send this one in. Stick keeps on the ground. Deflected and save made. The save was made by Luke Kestrian. But a beautiful looking ball sent in. McGregor Adams tried to deflect it past Kestrian. I don't know if he got a good deflection on it, if he got it at all. Kalamazoo will turn it over. Squires sends it forward. Racing for it there. And a beautiful hustle play by Mines. Battle forward in the corner. And the possession will go to Kalamazoo. But a beautiful hustle play there by number 5, Dylan Mines. Emilio Romo comes in for Hayden Strobel. This throw-in will go out of bounds. Garrett Miller gets a running start for this throw-in, sends it in the box. Headed up, and then deflected out initially, and then the Hornets come up with it. Here comes Kalamazoo on a break. Romo with his fresh legs. He'll be sent to the ground. Whistle blown and a foul will be called on Adrian. As that will stop a break, however, for the Hornets as they had a 2-on-2 being set up. This ball sent into the box. Headed up and an easy play there for Spencer Brown. Adrian now trying to get the ball down the field quickly, as this one will be sent over to the goalkeeper of Kalamazoo, but he'll deflect it out. And Brad Squires, actually, no, he'll give it to Miller and he'll have a throw in. He'll send it in to number 4, Austin Andrews. He couldn't control it. And a whistle will be blown. A whistle will be blown and a foul will be called on Adrian. Kalamazoo trying to bleed every precious second they can off the clock. As this one will be deflected out off of Austin Andrews as he just cleared it out of the zone. Matt Turton will have the throw in for Kalamazoo. This one headed forward by number 18 of the Hornets. Battle for it in the box. Adrian comes up with it. Squires has it on the far side as he'll work it for as the Bulldogs try to get something going on offense here. But good defensive pressure there by the Hornets. This one sent down. And a foul will be called on Kalamazoo. Adrian now working quickly. This one sent into the box. And that one will be off the hand of number 26, Alex Wallace. Crowd now starting to get more active here in Docking Stadium. Precious sends this one into the box. Deflected by Squires and then comes out to him. He'll drop it back. Shot sent in. Save made. Rebound in front. Scores! What a play! Adrian has tied it up. Hold on just a second. And the goal will be counted, and Adrian has tied it up with 13:30 to play. And we are all knotted up at one apiece here in Docking Stadium. If this second half couldn't get any more complicated, that goal initially wasn't given until a conversation between the two refs. Kalamazoo now setting up as Adrian's controlled pretty much throughout this second half. Racing forward is number 18, Meshke of the Hornets. He's got it on the far side. That one deflected out. Scoring on that play for Adrian was Dylan Wismont. A number of big goals so far this season from Wismont here for the Bulldogs. Throw in here for Kalamazoo. This one will make its way into the box, deflected. And a big play there from Spencer Brown. As he'll send this one down off his left foot, deflected out into the corner. Mines races for it, and he'll just deflect it out of bounds. Throw in here for number 22 of Kalamazoo. This one deflected up. The Bulldogs trying to control this one out into the corner. That's number 29, Dylan Wismont, waiting for it. Turns it over, number 5, to Wallace of the Hornets. Out into the corner, number 22. Sends the crosser into the box, deflected out. Wallace had it initially. This one sent up. Here comes Adrian with it. Wismont. He's got Miller to his right. He'll drop it to him. Coming from a wide angle, sends a cross in into a high for Squires and out of bounds. A throw-in coming here for the Hornets. Kalamazoo turns it over in their own zone. Squires had it initially. He gets thrown off the ball. That pass was too far out in front of Wallace, deflected by Romo. And Adrian now with it. This one being sent into Kalamazoo territory. Racing for it there is Dayton Rush. And he'll deflect it off of Colton Farley of the Hornets. Sub comes in for Adrian. That'll be Logan Thomas. He'll take the place of Dylan Wismont, who had that crucial goal a few minutes ago, tying this one up at 1 apiece. And a big corner coming up here. Miller sends it into the box, deflected. And that one will go out of bounds as Brennan Koziel had the deflection but couldn't get it on net. Zach Combs makes his way back in the game for your Bulldogs. He'll take place of Andre Hofius. We are inside 10 minutes to go in the second half in Docking Stadium. This one sent up, Combs deflecting it. And then from way out of the box, that one sent wide of the net. Goal kick coming here for the Hornets. Sent up to midfield. Here comes Alex Wallace trying to have a rush going the other way for Kalamazoo. He couldn't control it. It'll be deflected out. And a throw-in coming once more for Turton. Pass sent into Wallace. Kalamazoo fighting for it. This one sent down, but not out. This one cleared up into the box and then headed out. No one with clean control of it, and this one will be sent down. Kalamazoo working it around as Combs applied good pressure there, and Squires will take it away. This one sent up for number 19 of Adrian as he's racing down for it, trying to control it. And he'll race back out into the corner. Bulldogs with control. And taken away there by Colton Farley, but it'll go out of bounds. Logan Thomas there with good hustle for the Bulldogs. Number 5, Dylan Mines throwing it in for Adrian. He'll send this one into Zach Combs. It gets deflected. Squires tried to race forward. He couldn't get it. Here comes Alex Wallace the other way for the Hornets. This one sent up and then deflected out by Austin Andrews. He'll send this one up to Brad Squires, but too far out in front. And a good-looking chance there for Adrian. Wallace with it for Kalamazoo. He couldn't control it as Adrian comes up with it. Dylan Mines, the 6'1 junior defenseman, will throw it in. Gets deflected out, but over to Robbie Precious. Ben Meshke overran it there from Kalamazoo as he tried to come in on defense. Battle for it on the far side, and it's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to say possession of Kalamazoo. Hayden Strobel coming back in off the bench. He'll come in for Colton Farley. The forward comes in for the defenseman, so Kalamazoo looking for more opportunities on offense. Throw-in sent in on the far side. Ball gets sent out in the corner, and then McGregor Adams deflects out. That's Romo waiting for it for the Hornets. He couldn't come up with it. And now here comes the Bulldogs trying to control possession. Mine sends this one down the length of the field, and it's going to go out of bounds. As we approach the 6-minute to go mark here in the second half, we're tied up at 1 apiece. Travis Barkley there took too many steps to get that one out. Had to send him back to the refs. And that one deflected out. They're going to say it was off of the Bulldogs. Hornets now with it. Barkley will have the throw in. Kalamazoo trying to work quickly, as this contest has been unbelievably tight throughout. This one sent to the far side and couldn't race it down was Alex Wallace for Kalamazoo. This one being sent forward. Adrian trying to work with it. Combs got tackled off the ball. Kazu with it. In Adrian territory on the near side. Ball gets worked back out. Kalamazoo passing it around. We're inside 5 minutes to go here in Kapnick Field at Docking Stadium. The Hornets with a good rush looking here. Shot sent in, and that's going to go way wide. As Hayden Strobel had an opportunity to get a shot on net, but that one came nowhere close. This one sent down by Logan Brown. Kalamazoo with it as they try to get a rush in on offense here. The Bulldogs with possession for the time being. They clear it out and it gets deflected back into Adrian's territory. The Hornets now in the corner sent it across her, but before that happened, Kalamazoo was out of bounds. And Adrian will take over. Throw in here for Adrian. Battle for it on the far sideline. Whistle blown by the ref, and I believe there will be a foul called on the Bulldogs. Free kick coming here for Kalamazoo. It'll be Travis Barkley to take it. A two-man Bulldog wall being set up in front of him. He'll send this one into the box, headed up, and it's going to be deflected. Still in play, and it'll be finally out of the box, and Adrian trying to get a rush going the other way, and it'll, at least for the time being, be cleared out. Kalamazoo controls, and they'll send it back into Adrian's zone. This one kicked up and out of bounds. Kalamazoo, since allowing that goal from Adrian, have pretty much controlled the possession. Ball out of bounds off of Dylan Mines. Kalamazoo with the number 23, trying to dribble through multiple Bulldogs defenders, does so. Strobel with it, coming in, and it's going to be deflected out, in a good defensive play there by Adrian. It's not fully out yet as Kalamazoo still has possession. Keeping it in bounds was number 22, but it'll eventually be popped out by Dylan Mines. The Bulldogs with it. This one sent down to the far side to Brad Squires, but he couldn't get it. We're inside 2 minutes as we approach the minute-and-a-half mark in Docking Stadium. We're still tied up at 1 apiece. Here come the Hornets. This ball sent down too far for anyone, though, with Spencer Brown there to make an easy play on the ball. This one sent down by the goalkeeper of Adrian, deflected out of Squires. Wallace now working quickly for the Hornets. Inside a minute. And regulation. Kalamazoo with a run coming far side. Crosser sent in. Headed up. And then Spencer Brown calls off his defense there, and he'll scoop it up. This one sent into Kalamazoo territory. Adrian trying to come up with it. Miller there trying to fight for it. Gets deflected forward by number 19. Miller sent down. No foul will be called. It'll go out of bounds. And it'll be Kalamazoo possession, as we are inside 10 seconds, and I believe that'll take us to overtime, as Luke Castrin won't do anything with it. And in an up and down second half of play, and a tightly matched second half, we are still tied 1-1, and we have extra soccer here in Docking Stadium. And we will stick around with us, as we will be back after a short break for overtime action here in Docking Stadium. 1-1.
Thank you for tuning in for Adrian College Football on WVAC FM and ACTV. Today's pregame show sponsors include Gurgen Insurance, Carlton Lodge, CR Motors of Hudson, the Adrian College Bookstore, On the Spot Glass, and Lenaway Recreation and ZZ's. Please be sure to subscribe to Adrian College TV on YouTube and find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Today's contest is available on WLEN FM, WVAC FM, and ACTV on YouTube. Now here's Gabriel Schrei and Ian Wett.
We welcome you back here on the ACTV as your Adrian College Bulldogs are getting set to go here in overtime with the Kalamazoo Hornets. As the lone goal in the first half was scored by Kalamazoo's Ben Meshke. Adrian answered in the second half with only 13 minutes and change to go, as that was scored by Dylan Wisman, and that leads us here into the first overtime period, as this has been a very tightly contested game. A lot of physical play involved, few cards sent out. 2 to Kalamazoo, 1 to Adrian. And we are underway for overtime here in this 10-minute period. This one's sent down into Adrian's territory. Bulldogs can't control. Strobel there to pick it up for the Hornets initially, and then it'll be cleared out by Mines of the Bulldogs. Turton racing back for Kalamazoo. And then McGregor Adams will deflect it out. P. Ryan racing for Adrian as he couldn't pick it up. And it'll go out of bounds off of Alex Wallace. Throwing coming here for Brennan Koziel. He'll go over to Grant Peterine. And then that pass was intercepted by Kalamazoo, but they will not be able to hold possession. Austin Andrews sends this one in, and it'll be deflected out by Wallace. Strobel sends it back out to Shrine as he'll race in, shot sent in, deflected, and an easy play for Logan Brown. This one's sent down. Pierine couldn't control it. And then it's going to be sent back down into Adrian's territory. Adams and Andres work back for it. And then it'll end up going to Koziel, and he'll try to get it up to Dayton Rush, but he couldn't control it. Kalamazoo now with it as they work their way into Adrian territory. That shot sent in! Oh, what a great save by Logan Brown, deflecting it up, and then it bounced right back in front of him. And he'll end up making the save there. But a great looking shot and a great opportunity there for the Hornets. This one will be deflected on the far sideline, out of bounds off of Adrian. Kalamazoo in the all-black kits, Adrian in the all-white. This one's sent down, and then it'll be headed out by the goaltender of Kalamazoo. Adrian will end up with possession, however. 7 minutes and some change to go in this overtime period. That one will be out of bounds, and another throw-in coming from pretty much the identical spot for Adrian. The Bulldogs control at midfield. Koziel with it on the near sideline, racing up, deflected out off of Wallace. Koziel's throw in. Got deflected by Pirine and then back to Koziel. He'll race in. Pass sent over into the box. Shot sent in, deflected. And a save made. An easy one for Castron. Castron sends this one down to midfield. Racing for it for the Hornets is number 6. As that one will be deflected. Out of bounds as Paul Kiris for the Hornets comes up a little slow after that collision. And a goal kick coming here for the Bulldogs. Logan Brown to midfield. Koziel with a deflection. Pirine trying to fight with Wallace for it. That one deflected and Adrian can't come up with it. And then Austin Andrews mishit that one as it goes out of bounds. Not towards anyone as the Hornets now trying to rush in. This one will be deflected out by McGregor Adams right in the corner. Let's see if they call it a throw-in or a corner kick. Approaching the 5-minute mark here in the overtime period. They will call it a corner kick. A big opportunity here for the Hornets. This corner sent in and headed out by Austin Andrews. A big play there, making up for his mistake earlier in the possession a few moments ago. Kalamazoo, however, still with possession. Adams with it, sends it up. Foul will be called. Number 12, Matt Turton, called for shoving a Bulldog player there. McGregor Adams will take the free kick. Bulldogs setting up in shallow in the Hornets box. This one will make it there as it's going to be headed, but far right. No real chance there coming for the Bulldogs, and checking in now for the Hornets is Gold Afalobi. Ball sent down by the Hornets keeper. And Kalamazoo now trying to make a rush here in Adrian territory. This one cleared out as Pirine there trying to shoulder it forward for Adrian. He'll slow it down, work it back over to Koziel. Ball goes to Precious. Adams back to Koziel. Dayton Rush over to Pirine. He works it down the near sideline. Over to Rush. That pass got deflected. Kalamazoo comes up with it. Here come the Hornets back the other way. Number 11 racing now for Kalamazoo with it. He comes in. That pass got deflected out of the box, but the Hornets still trying to control. Hurley heads it to a Kalamazoo teammate. Adrian had it initially and then lost it. Wallace sends it back. This one sent in. Adams over to Koziel, and then he'll try to clear it out. Not done successfully. Kalamazoo still with pressure on offense. Hornets trying to control. This pass sent over to the near sideline. Number 24 sends it on in. That shot went wide. Kalamazoo with a good-looking opportunity there, but not being able to capitalize as Paul Kiris' shot went just wide of the post. This ball sent down. Adrian trying to control it. It'll go out of bounds. Bulldogs possession. We now have 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in this overtime period. Both players hit the floor. They're going to call a foul on Adrian, and it'll be Kalamazoo possession. We have 60 seconds to go. Goal kick coming for Luke Castron of the Hornets. This one sent down, headed at midfield by a Bulldog. Adrian trying to fight for it, number 18, sending it out in front, too far behind his intended target, but they still have possession. Shot coming in, save made! And a beautiful looking opportunity there for the Bulldogs. Kalamazoo trying to work it down the sideline. It'll be sent out to the center field. 10 seconds remaining. This pass will go too far out in front. Logan Brown will hold on to it. Buzzer will sound on this first overtime period, and we are going to a second overtime as we are still knotted up here at 1 apiece, and we will take a very quick break here on ACTV as we'll be back right after this. We welcome you back here into ACTV after that quick break, and we will start the second intermission of overtime as your Adrian College Bulldogs and the Kalamazoo Hornets remain locked up at 1 apiece in this MIAA matchup between the 6-1-1 visiting Kalamazoo Hornets and your 8-3-0 Adrian College Bulldogs. Adrian trying to notch a win in the conference season. After starting out hot to open up the year, they won 6 of their first 7, but now they have lost 2 of their last 3 since. As the ball is set up and we are ready to get this second overtime underway. As it's Andre Hofius starting it out for Adrian, and then they'll quickly send it into Kalamazoo territory as it'll go out of bounds off of the Bulldogs. This ball will be sent down by Kalamazoo. Racing for it is number 16 for the Hornets. He couldn't come up with it. And Adrian now will have a goal kick. That's Logan Brown getting set to run up and send this one deep. This one sent down by Gold Afalobi. He's looking for number 18 with a getting deep into the Adrian box. Going to his left, sitting up a one-timer as it's going to get out to number 11. His shot got deflected out, and Adrian clears it out of their zone as we're a minute into this second overtime period. This one deflected out. Adrian will clear it into Kalamazoo's territory. It'll be headed out by number 12, and then racing for it is Hurley. This one sent down by Mines as he's looking for Miller, number 10. Deflects over to number 18. He'll send it over to Wismont, who's got the lone goal for the Bulldogs. Does he have another one in him? It'll be deflected out off of number 26, Alex Wallace of the Hornets. Throw in here for Adrian. They couldn't connect the pass. And now the Kalamazoo Hornets race down the other way. That pass getting deflected. Sent back to midfield. Adrian trying to battle for it. Number 11 for the Hornets had it initially as it gets bounced out to number 16, Gold Afalobi. Back over to number 16 as he'll race down the sideline. It'll be deflected out of bounds. Still in Kalamazoo's possession. Alex Wallace has a throw in. He'll send it in. That ball gets deflected up. And then it'll go. Wallace lets it go back out of bounds. And another throw in. Kalamazoo works quickly. Adrian can't clear it out. That's Robbie Precious, who wasn't able to get it out the first time. And then the second time he will be able to. And then this one sent all the way down. That's the goalkeeper coming away out of his box for Kalamazoo to head that one out. Both teams fighting for possession, and Kalamazoo comes up with it. This one sent down over to Romo, but headed out by Mines of the Bulldogs. This one going to the near, from the far sideline over to the near sideline. Racing it down was number 19 for Adrian. That was Logan Thomas. He couldn't come up with it and save it. And the Hornets will remain with possession. Kalamazoo with possession for the time being, and then Adrian will take it away. They won't be able to hold it for that long, though. Kazoo still with it. They've got it on the far side. Trying to race towards the middle, and that shot not hit strongly, and an easy pickup for Spencer Brown. This one past midfield, bouncing up. Adrian not able to get it just yet, and then Afalobi loses control. And the Bulldogs will have possession. This one sent over to Robbie Precious at midfield. He'll work it over to Logan Thomas. He's got it. We approach 5 minutes. McGregor Adams now sending this one with a beautiful pass sent in to Mines. As he tried to get a pass in to the box, it got deflected out by Kalamazoo, and a corner upcoming here for Adrian. Zach Combs and Dylan Wismont come in For the Bulldogs, the senior Combs and the freshman Wismont. And one of the biggest spots of this game so far. Taking the corner will be Garrett Miller, the 5'11 senior. Also coming in for Adrian, it is Justin Tobin as McGregor Adams reaching at his leg as he's a little gimpy. Corner for Miller. He'll send this one into the box, headed up, and it's going to go wide of the net. That was Justin Tobin, who just checked in, who made the deflection but couldn't get it on net. As another substitution coming in, this time for the Hornets, it'll be Hayden Strobel. This one sent down, and now Kalamazoo getting a little rush coming in all of a sudden into the box. Couple deflections made, and this one will be finally kicked out of bounds, and the Hornets will remain with possession. Wallace with it, he'll send it in. That pass got deflected, and an offsides will be called on Kalamazoo. This one sent to midfield, deflected. Dylan Wismont now with control at midfield. Gives to Robbie Precious, back over to Wismont as he races forward, and then he'll deflect it out of bounds as he was racing with Paul Kyrgios for the ball. Number 11 with Kalamazoo holds control. Sends it over to number 7 as he'll race down the sideline with it. Strobel sends a crosser in, and then it'll be headed out by Adrian. Kalamazoo will take possession as that ball will go out of bounds. They'll have a throw in. Hornets with control. This crosser sent in and then too far out in front of Hayden Strobel. The sophomore forward from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Adrian now with it. We've got 2 minutes to go in this second overtime period as Brown sends this one down the length of the field. Kalamazoo with it in their own territory. They'll send it back into Adrian's zone. And a foul will be called on Kalamazoo, and Adrian takes control. Pass sent in. Headed forward by the Bulldogs. Adrian trying to get some opening here on offense. And slow to get up for Adrian. That appears to be number 6, Zach Combs. As the trainers will come out and look at him, we have 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in this second overtime period. Score remains deadlocked 1 apiece. A goal scored in the first half by Kalamazoo's Ben Meshke, and then in the second half with a little over 10 minutes to go, finding the back of the net for Adrian was Dylan Wismont. It appears getting ready to check in the game for Adrian is number 14, Franco Cusmano. Getting up and walking off the field, that is Zach Combs. Cusimano will check in for the injured Combs. Some fresh legs now in for the Bulldogs. 1:20 to play in this second overtime period. A 1-1 game here between two tough MIAA opponents. Number 10, Garrett Miller, taking the free kick as he's done most of this game. This one sent into the box. It'll make it. Foul called in the box. And a big foul there on Kalamazoo, as that'll set up a penalty kick for the Bulldogs. And a huge opportunity to close it out. Adrian is 2 for 3 on penalty kicks this season. 1-on-1. A bad foul there if you're Kalamazoo. 1-on-1. Garrett Miller versus Luke Castron. At the 1:13 mark to go. Shot set in. Save made. Rebound still alive. Adrian can't come up with it. And it'll be deflected out. Adrian still with control. Ball gets sent out and then back into the box. It'll be deflected out of bounds. Adrian having to work quickly. 50 seconds to go. Miller will take the Miller will have the throw in. He'll send it into the box. Headed out in front. Another good opportunity for Adrian. Ball's still alive. 2 players hit the deck. Whistle will be blown. Kalamazoo with possession, and they're trying to get a quick break. Too far out in front. Robbie Precious sends it out of bounds. So many opportunities for the Bulldogs in this overtime. Inside 10 seconds, Kalamazoo with it. This one sent into the box. 2-1. Time will run out. And a very eventful second overtime. And that'll take us to a 1-1 tie here in Kapnick Field at Docking Stadium. Take a deep breath as that final 30 seconds was mayhem between the visiting Hornets and your Adrian College Bulldogs. As I would like to thank you for tuning in to ACTV, as your Bulldogs will end up in a 1-1 tie with the visiting Kalamazoo Hornets. Catch us next time here on ACTV.